I woke up, I had a Cal 3 final. This might explain a few things to some of you. I had a Calculus 3 final for summer school on this one Friday. And it just happened to be the day after the last day of work at the river company over there. So we had this big party, and I didn't study for about 3 days before the final, and I went out and drank all this shit and had way too much fun, and woke up at 7 o'clock. Now, bear in mind, I am half an hour from home. And think about it. You know, you go home, change clothes, take a shower, get your shit, go up to campus. You're talking an hour, hour and a half, you know, realistically. Real money, I think is how they'd say it. So, I woke up at 7 o'clock. My final started at 8. I sat up and was drunk as a skunk. I was like, son of a bitch, it is 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm still fucked up. Alright, I threw my ass in the car, and I do not advise you do this. I have no idea how I did it, but I made it back home, 35-mile drive without taking the interstate. I did not fall asleep. I did not go off the side of the road. I remember about half of it. Now, I wasn't completely trashed, but I don't think I would have passed a field sobriety test, you know? Just completely skipped home, went straight to campus, parked on campus, walked in, sat down next to my buddy. I was like, dude, I need a pencil. And he looked at me, and I am covered in vodka and Bud Light, wearing the same clothes I'd been wearing for 2 days. Stank like a sumbitch. And he looked at me and he goes, dude, do you have any idea what you smell like? I was like, if I could smell it, it'd probably make me nauseous. And he laughed. He goes, well, it's doing a pretty good job of making me nauseous right now. I said, whatever, give me the fucking pencil. I gotta take this test, go home, throw up a couple of times, I'm going to bed. Well, anyway, skip to the point. A couple of days later, he called me and he's like, oh man, our test results are in from Cal 3. No, this was Cal 2, I'm sorry. He said, our test results are in. I was like, really? I said, how'd you do? And he goes, he's like, oh, I got an 85. I was like, oh, sweet, so you passed. He's like, yeah, you know, got my B. Like, all right. And I said, well, I'll call him here in a minute and I'll find out what I got and I'll let you know. And he's like, all right, cool. So I do that, and I called him up and I was like, dude, I got some bad news. And he goes, what'd you do, fail again? I said, nah, I got a 96. He's like, what? Not only did you not study for 3 days, but you were drunk as shit. Oh my God. He said, you were drunk as shit when you took that test. It's like, how'd you do that? I don't fucking know, man. I was in the calculus zone, I guess. Somehow I passed that shit. I have no idea. But it worked, you know. That was really the only big party that we had over there. They had a bunch of house parties, and you know, they'd all go to the bar. Pretty much every Friday and Saturday after work, we'd sit out on the benches in front, and we just kind of chill out there, drink a couple of beers, you know, relax. I usually didn't do that because, like I said, I was in summer school, so I would inevitably end up leaving early to make the 45-minute drive, half-hour drive back home, do some studying, and go to sleep. But I just realized I've been rambling about that crap for half an hour, almost. And that, y'all, that was like, God, I could go on for days about working out here. I'm on my way over to this little restaurant right now where I'm going to meet Britex in half an hour for breakfast. I told him 9 o'clock just because I wasn't 100% sure how long it was going to take me to get out of work or get down River Road or any of that. New Braunfels is pretty cool for a while. It gets old after a while just because some of the laws that they've got. But they're really trying to crack down on the drunkenness on the river, which, well, way upriver where I started all this, when I worked for Whitewater, we would have pools. And without going into too much detail, we'll just say that there was a checker at every stop. And there was at least 2 drivers at every stop, except for one. There was only one at the one way down at the very end. The checkers didn't leave, but the drivers did. Because they, you know, had to drive. Well, we had the checkers had to keep a running tally, and the drivers would end up moving from place to place, so it was really kind of hard to cheat. But at the beginning of the day, we'd each throw in like a 6-pack or $10, you know, whatever. We'd throw it all in this ice chest, and that stayed in the it stayed in the tube barn where all the potheads were, because we knew that they were afraid of most of us, and if they fucked with our shit, we'd kill them. So we had it kind of safe, and the entire point was who can get flashed the most on the river. And you could do whatever it took. You could pay people to flash you, you know, but the checker had to see it, and they had to take note, you know, and basically keep score. And I'll tell you, those were the days. I think I won the pool once, and I had like 175 individual women. Most of the guys didn't believe me, most of the drivers, but I had to get all the checkers together and get them to add up all their scores from their scoreboards. And the drivers are like, what the hell, dude? I just went out and bought like 3 cases of beer, and the ones that didn't want to flash me, I was like, dude, I'll give you a fucking beer, you know? And if they're already drunk motherfucker will do a lot for another beer. Just go buy a case of Natty Light or something that costs like $1 a piece. It's like, whatever, you know, who cares? It's cheap. Oh, I only won the pot that once, but I won by a fucking landslide. You can see all the tire marks out here from the drivers and all that. Nowadays you couldn't do that. There's cops waiting up and down the fucking river, especially inside New Braunfels city limits. Comal County Sheriff's Department doesn't care quite so much. If things get out of hand, as they start to get pissy. But fucking hell, New Braunfels PD's got a stick up its ass. They think they're SWAT or some shit. And they act like it's a freaking police state out here sometimes. It's amazing how much these people do. And they actually drive a lot of business upriver and into the county. Which was, you know, fuck, I don't care. All the companies I worked for operated outside city limits anyway. But that's life, you know. Anyway, this is gonna die any minute now, I think. So I'm gonna let it keep going until it does, but whenever it cuts out, it cuts out. A lot of joggers though. Maybe she's actually attractive. Nope.